Hey, welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, Dr. Fair Laurent. Today, I want to talk to you about no interviews, no offers, and how that's affecting you as a new graduate nurse. Okay. And I'm going to go through the three biggest frustrations that most nurses that I talk to really tell me every single day. Okay, so we're going to break that down in just a few minutes and also go through tips under each one on how you can actually start getting interviews and start getting offers. All right, for those that don't know me, I have helped over 200 new graduate nurses like yourself land their dream role in competitive areas like San Francisco, New York City, helping new graduate nurses land positions in the ICU, in the ER, and psych, labor and delivery, NICU, you name it. They are getting their dream role and in record time, literally in less than 90 days. Okay. So just give me a moment. I'm going to jump on TikTok real quick. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, YouTube and TikTok. And for those that are watching the replay, shout out to you as well. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the chat. If you want to learn more and you can't stick around, join my free webinar. Go to newnursejob.com. Join my next webinar. I won't be having a webinar this week, but definitely next week, catch me. I believe it's May 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. EST. You will get a notification by email and also a text if you sign up at newnursejob.com. So go and sign up right now. The link is in the bio on TikTok. So let's get into it. Also, for those who don't know me, my background is I started out in emergency medicine 20 years ago when there were no such things as residency programs in Canada. And I got to go into the ER despite my clinical instructor telling me that I would never be an ER nurse. She literally laughed in my face and told me I should go into med surg. But I was not having it, didn't want to accept that old school narrative, and went straight into the ER. Not only did I get one offer, I got two offers in emergency medicine as a nursing student before I even passed my boards. So then I promised myself that I would later become an educator and also a super fun educator that would inspire the next generation of nurses. So fast forward, went into a bunch of leadership positions and found that this is truly my calling, is to coach new graduate nurses to get exactly what they want, because it is possible and you deserve it. You didn't go to nursing school to just sit around and settle for less and be miserable. We want you to get what you want and you deserve it. And your population, the communities you serve, your patients, families deserve you to be where you want to be. All right. So the details again is, let me put it in the chat for y'all. It's newnursejob.com. You can sign up for it right now for that free webinar. Okay. And in this webinar, it's really designed for new nurses, senior nursing students to land their dream role. And in that webinar, I also will talk about past clients I worked with, my frameworks, my strategies that have been proven year after year. And you'll have the opportunity to see if you are eligible to join my new graduate coaching program, which is the group coaching program. And that cohort closes very soon. So jump on this webinar, sign up, newnursejob.com, because when it closes, that's it. You'll have to wait for the next cohort. And I know there's a lot of new graduate nurses that are graduating this month and next month. So you don't want to miss out on your opportunity to join this coaching program. So jump on that webinar. Okay. So let's get into it. Okay. What is the number one frustration for new graduate nurses, I hear it all the time, is if there's such a nursing shortage, then why can't I get hired? Okay. Especially for all my people out in the San Francisco area, right? The Bay Area, Cali, and New York. Many of my clients are from New York City and from San Francisco, but guess what? They're actually getting hired. That's right. Getting hired in record time in less than 90 days, some of them as soon as within days of graduation. I literally just coached a new nurse, soon to be new nurse. She didn't even graduate yet. She's going to graduate next month. Shout out to her. I don't want to reveal her name because she's going to give me a testimonial very soon. But she got a job at NYU in the SICU, in the surgical ICU, right out of school, right? Didn't even graduate yet, within less than 3 weeks of working with me. Okay. So, how do you shift that whole thinking? There's a nursing shortage, but I can't get hired. What's happening is the biggest problem that most new nurses are facing is you're applying to too many jobs and you're applying too broadly. You don't have a strategy. Applying to all the jobs is not a strategy. Okay. And most nurses are taking generic advice, listening to AI, listening to Google, and listening to outdated advice so that they're forgettable. You sound and look like everybody else, and you're applying to all the jobs. So you're confusing the recruiters and hiring managers. And this is actually getting you to be exhausted, right? We don't want you to be exhausted. I want you to find clarity. Once you are clear on what you want, you believe that you can get it, and the confidence is there, and you're prepared, you will no longer chase and you will attract opportunities. Okay, that's what we do in my coaching program. All right, we don't chase. Put don't chase if you don't want to chase anymore, you're tired. Put don't chase in the chat. Let me see you. Don't chase. Okay, put we attract. Put I attract in the chat if you are feeling this point. And if you want to attract your dream role, put I attract in the chat. Say, yes, I attract. Okay. So that's tip number one. Stop applying broadly. It is not a strategy to apply to every single job you see. And stop listening to the negativity out there, to people telling you that you should just take anything you get because you're a new nurse and you should just settle. Don't listen to that nonsense. Okay. Sorry today, y'all. I don't have my actual. I hope y'all can hear me on TikTok. Can you guys hear me? Somebody let me know. Can y'all hear me on TikTok? Because I don't know if my volume was down, but I hope y'all can hear me. Anyways, if you missed it, I talked about how. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Miss Nunez. Okay, and let me know who the new nurses are on here, and let me know if you signed up for my webinar at nursejob.com. Like I said on TikTok, the link is in the bio. Okay, so if you're just joining me now, I'm talking about the new nurse dilemma, right? No experience, no interviews, and no offers. Many new nurses are experiencing this, especially in the California area and the New York area. I mean, it's happening everywhere, even in Canada, right? But what's different with some nurses? How come some new nurses are getting hired, right? And that happens to be some of my own clients, right? How are they actually getting jobs as nursing students and right out of school without having to wait 6 months, 9 months, or even a year? It's because they have implemented my proven strategies and frameworks that you will find out more about on my webinar, thenewnursejob.com. But let's jump into it. The number one frustration I just talked about, if you're joining me, is there is a nursing shortage, but why can't I get hired? Okay, so that's number one. So, one tip that I have is stop being so broad and applying to all the jobs. You need to narrow your search. In order to narrow your search, you need to be clear on what you want. And this is what we do in the coaching program. If you need clarity and you're not quite sure, go check out some of my YouTube videos. Go to the Nursing Dose with Farah. You'll check out the video section. I have a ton of videos for new graduate nurses. Okay. But also come to the free webinar. I'll talk a little bit about clarity and how you can move towards clarity and stop with the negative thinking, move away from scarcity and more towards abundance and actually getting what you want. Because again, we don't chase, we attract. All right. So there are enough opportunities out there. You just have to be strategic in the way that you apply to these residency programs and to these positions. Okay. You have to tailor your resume and cover letter. And there's a little bit more we'll get into in just a moment. LinkedIn is also your friend. Shout out to LinkedIn. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, you better get one and connect with me on LinkedIn if we're not connected. Okay. Tip number 2, position yourself for the role before you apply. Okay. Don't wait until um, don't wait until you graduate or pass your NCLEX or have your actual license number. Okay. Start positioning yourself for success before you graduate, before you take your NCLEX, and before you get your license. You don't have to wait. Okay. It starts in nursing school. So start getting the certifications you need. What's up? What's up, everybody? I can't see who's on. It's hard to see some of your faces, but thank you for joining, everybody. I appreciate you. So, how do you become ready? Start getting your relevant certifications. Don't listen to people telling you, oh, once you get hired, the hospital will pay for it. Save your money. Don't do that. That's all scarcity thinking. That's the type of people that are negative, that don't want to invest in themselves. Those are the people that are going to wait 6 months, 9 months, and sometimes up to a year. Okay. And I'm not saying it's everybody. Yeah, some people get jobs right away, but the majority of the nurses that I'm seeing and that come to me, sometimes they'll say, hey, I've been applying for 6 months. I've put in over 200 applications and I'm not getting any interviews or I'm not getting any offers. Right. And then I'm looking at the resume, they want to go into L&D, but you don't have ACLS. You don't have NRP. You're not part of A1. You don't have fetal heart monitoring. That's the point of entry. If you don't have that, of course, you're not going to be a competitive candidate. Okay. So get yourself the relevant certifications, join the right organizations, and we'll go more in depth into that in the webinar. For example, if you want to be a critical care nurse, you should definitely join the AACN. And again, they're not paying me for this, but AACN, if you're listening, maybe I should be doing an um, affiliate marketing deal with y'all. Okay. Same thing with ENA, the Emergency Nurses Association, and then A1 is the American Association of Women's Health and Neonatal Nurses. Okay. All right. Next. Okay, I think somebody's just joined the new Nurse to Dream Role course. Okay, webinar. All right, so where are we at? There's a shortage. Why can I get hired? Talked about stop applying broadly, position yourself for success by making yourself more marketable, join organizations, get relevant certifications, right? And then number 3, the third tip is you need to speak healthcare language. What do I mean by that? You need to be up with the times of like what is going on in healthcare and also not afraid to bring up controversial topics in healthcare and know what is going on in healthcare. Okay. What are like what is the hospital language that some people are not using enough in their interviews? One of those big things is patient experience, right? Patient experience, I would say over the last 10 years has really blown up in terms of the importance of patient experience. It's really customer service. Not enough new nurses speak to this in their interviews. And if you join my coaching program, this is something that we focus on, okay? Is the patient experience and how to really speak to that in your interview, okay? And of course, the foundational things are always going to be safety, quality, um, you know, those are foundational. And then, of course, teamwork, collaboration, those are all things that you're always speaking to in your interview. And of course, if you don't understand the financial impact of the things you do as a nurse, that's that's not going to be good for you. If you can speak to, reducing infections, reducing falls, those types of things, you're going to be speaking more of a financial language that nurse managers want to hear. They want to know that you're in tune with these things because not only is it from a financial aspect, it's from a patient safety and quality aspect. The healthier the patients are, the quicker they can be discharged and go home and do better, right? So it's not just the financial aspect, it's also for the patient well being, right? But you need to understand all those logistics when you go to your interview, okay? So that's the first thing. The next thing is I've applied everywhere. I'm not getting anything like we talked about. You can't just sit back, apply, and wait. You have to be proactive in your job search. Okay. And the number one tip is stop being invisible. You have to build a personal brand. Okay. I'm actually going to be writing a book about this. I'm still working out all the logistics, but personal branding for nurses is huge. What do I mean by building a personal brand, a visible brand? It's basically building up your credibility. Are you visible on LinkedIn? Are you going to events? Are you talking to people? Are you going outside? Are you posting? Are you writing articles? Be visible. Are you joining your nursing organizations? Are you tapping into your nursing school organizations? Leadership experience, volunteer experience. You have to build a brand. You have to be credible and you got to lean into this, okay? Visibility is actually better than your resume. So being visible in person and online is huge to build your personal brand. All right. If you guys are with me, say yes in the comments. Okay. So that's part of it. If you build a personal brand, because trust me, 95% of recruiters will look you up on LinkedIn and check you out and see if you have any content on LinkedIn. Maybe you've been published in an article, maybe you did some research with a professor, or you have a particular point of view on something. Share it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is amazing if you're a nursing student or a new grad. So stop being invisible and build a brand on LinkedIn. This is what I do with my clients. I teach them how to be visible and how to build a personal brand as a nurse. And it's not just for new nurses. This can unlock so many opportunities, not just in terms of um, finding a job, but unlock other opportunities like speaking engagements, different things. I actually had one client I was working with, Savannah, which I'll probably try to do a specific case study on her. She got into the emergency department as a brand new nurse in less than 3 months of graduating in Northern California, got a same day offer in the ER. Of course, she was in my coaching program. But when I taught her the importance of LinkedIn, She actually had somebody reach out to her directly from the Wall Street Journal, and they wanted her opinion on something about nursing and in healthcare. She connected with that person on LinkedIn, and then the next day or two, she actually was featured in an article from the Wall Street Journal. How cool is that? Okay. So lean into that visibility. Number two, network like your career depends on it, because it does. Okay. You need to be active in terms of networking, messaging recruiters. And in my coaching program, I talk about specifically all the different strategies on how to do that. And it makes you stand out. Okay. And going to job fairs, conferences, and even not just going, but having a strategy to connect with hiring managers and recruiters, and how to set yourself apart from everyone else. Okay. One quick one quick example is I was working with Emily, who really wanted to work in the NICU. She was going to a job fair, and we worked on her strategy for the job fair, what to wear, how to look, what to bring, how early to show up, how to position herself so she can actually get to the NICU table, and how to treat it like an actual serious interview. She slayed so much so that she got the offer in NICU just from that one connection and one interview at that job fair. Okay, so that is the power of networking. And of course, she invested in herself. She invested in herself to work with me as her nurse career coach, and she landed her dream job in NICU. Okay. Tip number three is follow up like a professional. Most people fail at this. Most new nurses think, oh, I don't want to bother the recruiter. Maybe they think I'm annoying. You gotta follow up. It's not being annoying. You're just following up. Okay. And there's an art to it, there's a strategy to it, and you have to be confident following up. Okay. Don't say, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. I used to say stuff like that. I don't do that anymore. Okay. Stop with the negativity and show up with confidence and show up in your power. Okay. And follow up with candidates. All right. So, again, if you want to learn more about these strategies, these frameworks that I, as a nurse career coach, have helped over 200 of my clients, new nurses and nursing students, get into their dream specialty, the ICU, labor and delivery, PICU, psych, wherever, you name it, in less than 90 days. Join my free webinar at newnursejob.com. Once it fills up, that's it. So you don't want to miss out. Join right now. And if you want to find out more about my coaching program, DM me, just direct message me, new nurse to dream role, okay? Or just say dream role. DM me dream role, okay? And then I'll send you an application to see if you are eligible to join my coaching program, okay? So, to recap for those that are just joining before I end this, the number one frustration of new nurses is there's a nursing shortage. So why can't I get hired? Okay. That's number one. I shared 3 tips. Stop applying broadly, and you have to have a strategy. Narrow your focus so you can be clear on what you want, because we don't chase, we attract. Number 2, position yourself for success by making yourself more marketable, getting relevant certifications, and joining organizations like the ENA or ANCC. Number 3, speak the hospital language, healthcare language. Don't be afraid to bring up controversial topics, and be in the know of what's going on in healthcare so you can bring this up in your interview. Okay. Even in your interview pitch, many new nurses do not have an interview pitch. So when they come into my coaching program, that is one of the first things that we tackle and craft and put together an interview pitch. And it's not just the same generic interview pitch, it's tailored to each interaction. If you have an interaction with the recruiter, We tighten up that interview pitch for a phone call or a Zoom or a job fair or a panel interview. We tailor it, but you have an interview pitch. Most people don't have an interview pitch. They just go to the interview and wing it. Okay? That's not a strategy. We're not going to wing it. Okay? My clients know that we are prepared and we execute with precision, and we are clear in our communication and confident and competent. Okay? Because if you're not competent and confident, you're not going to get the offer. So this is what we're talking about. And then number 2, I applied everywhere. I'm not getting anything. Number 1, stop being invisible. Start building a brand. Show up in person and online. Okay. Number 2, network like your career depends on it. And then number 3, follow up like a professional. Stop playing small. Stop thinking that you're bothering people. You have to be assertive and almost aggressive in this part. Okay. And then number 3, I need experience, but no one will give me a chance. Okay. I know that's frustrating, but you need to reframe your thinking and reframe your clinical experience as real experience, because it is. And you're not starting from zero. You do have experience, especially for those that have a good preceptorship in the area that they want to be in. We leverage that in your interview pitch, so much so that it's so intentional that, it clearly outlines that you do have the experience. Okay. So that's number 1, reframe your clinicals as real experience and with confidence. Okay. You need to position yourself for that. Number 2, if you don't have, let's say, the experience, you're in nursing school and you're like, you know what? I really wanted to work in the ER, but my nursing school doesn't let me. Then guess what? Go get yourself a job as a PCT or a CNA in the ER, or even if you have to be a clerk, a transporter, whatever, get your foot in the door in that ER and create the experience and position yourself for success, especially if you want to work at a particular hospital, let's say Stanford, Sutter, NYU, Northwell, whatever. Get your foot in the door in that health system, because now you're in their system. It's going to be an easy transition if you're going from a PCT to now an RN. And then you have proximity. You have access to nurse managers. You're in the environment, right? Savannah, my past client, that one who got the same day offer, she was a PCT in the ER. And she strategically did that to position herself for success. And of course, we did other things, tightened up her resume, her pitch, all of the things to make sure that she would get her opportunity to be an ER nurse. Okay. So she created that experience and also invested in herself to join this coaching program so she could be guided step by step on what to do when she got to the interview. Because when you get that interview, it's a wrap. You do not want to mess around. If that's your opportunity to get in the ICU, to get in the ER, to get in the LD, NICU, whatever that dream role is, that is your opportunity. So do not mess around, okay? And a lot of people will say, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to invest in this. And, it's a lot of money. I have student debt. I have this, I have that. Cool, no problem. Think about it all you want. But if you don't have a job for 6 months, you could potentially be leaving anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 or more, up to $80,000 on the table because you are not working. Okay? So, what is the cost of inaction? You're actually paying a lot more by not taking action and doing the same old thing, applying, and not getting the offers and not getting the interviews. And then even worse, now you might take that bad advice and be like, you know what? I don't really want to work in that nursing home, but I have no choice now. So I have to go work in the nursing home, but I really wanted to work with babies. You don't want to do that. You're going to be miserable. Okay. So invest in yourself. Stay away from that scarcity mindset thinking, because the investment will come back to you. Literally within a month of you working, you can, get all that back. All right. And it's your dream role. You get what you want. You be happy. You're in the right setting, right population, living your best life. Okay. And then number 3 is the use of storytelling to demonstrate you're ready, demonstrate your experience, demonstrate your competence. Okay. Most people don't know how to leverage stories and what stories to tell and how to tell them. Okay. So, as I mentioned, you will learn some of this and we'll dive deeper in my free webinar at newnursejob.com. And of course, in my coaching program, we go even more in detail. So if you want to find out if you're eligible to join my new nurse to dream role course, which is the coaching program, DM me dream role. Okay. I got to run, and that's it for me. But I'm going to close it out by saying you need strategy. You need to position yourself for success. You need visibility, and you need somebody to help you get you there who's been there and who has helped others get there. So don't be a stranger. Come see me at my free webinar, newnursejob.com. If you can't make it that particular date, that Thursday, it's okay. Still sign up, put your email, put your phone number, and you will eventually get a Zoom link for the next available webinar. Okay. And in that webinar, I also will share past client stories, success stories, how they got to where they got. And eventually I'm going to invite some of them to tell their story in real time. Okay. I hope this was helpful. Drop any comments or questions you have related to job search as a new nurse, or interviews, or anything you're struggling with or having challenges with. Put it in the chat. I hope this was helpful. Again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Nursing Dose with Farah. Click on the videos and then subscribe. Those videos are specifically designed for you as senior nursing students and new graduate nurses. And then you'll also have the opportunity to join my webinar at the bottom. Okay. And also follow me for more content. I typically go live every single week on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and TikTok. And again, if you want to message me directly, you're like, you know what? I can't wait. I have an upcoming interview and I want to nail this job. This is my dream job. Direct message me, dream role, and I'll see if you are eligible to book a call with me, and then we'll go from there. All right. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe, share this, tag a friend, repost it. Let's go. Take care. Have a good one. Hope this was helpful.